What is going on, everybody? This is the Big Blue Guy coming at you. And today I want to talk about my guy, Saquon Barkley. So, as we all know, this past season and his second season, Barkley did not have the most flashiest numbers in the world compared to his rookie season last year. He did have an injury in that Tampa Bay game, which forced him to miss basically like majority of the season. But he did come back and finish strong. But I would just want to throw a question out there to everybody because I had a subscriber comment on one of my videos. You know, bring up the bring up the ideas. Could we be wasting away Saquon Barkley's prime? And the answer right now is yes. I think we are, if we don't continue to build the offensive line. Because this year the offensive line has been riddled with injuries. I mean, we lost Jalapeno in the beginning of the season. You can throw in Zeitler, Reimers, all those guys. We've been riddled with injuries at the offensive line. So that is a big indicator as to why, Barkley and I'll throw in Jones, for instance, didn't have, the best years this year. But, I've been looking at mock drafts and things of that nature, and I've been looking at this kid, Andrew Thomas from Georgia, who's coming out, and I'm impressed by him, especially in the run game. And we need to keep continuing to get offensive linemen that are obviously good in the passing game as well, but in the run game importantly, because I still believe in winning in the trenches. It's that simple. That's how the Titans won last weekend against the Patriots. All in the trenches. It's nothing new school here, guys. It's all in the line of scrimmage. But, if we keep getting these offensive linemen that are not producing, that are not creating positive yards for Saquon or opening the holes, his prime's definitely going to be wasted, and that's what I'm worried about as a Giants fan because, he is a generational player to me. You know, I want him to be like a Barry Sanders at the end of his career or an Emmitt Smith. I want him to be like those guys, because he has a special talent that I don't think anyone has in this league. I just think he just has that special it factor. And besides not, he is the spirit of this team, and we need to protect our asset and protect our investment as best as we can, and keep feeding him the ball, and open holes. It's that simple. I just don't know why the Giants are making it so complicated with their offense, in the running game. It's nothing new, guys. It's nothing new. And his contract's coming up in 2022, you know, and I don't think he would hold out for more money, but it has happened. It happened with Ezekiel Elliott this past season, and he got 90 million for 6 years. I think I don't know. Was it like week 3 or something like that? He came back, but anyway, I regress here a little bit. But yeah, the point is, we can't have that happen. We have to have him produce and keep going on that upward trend, because even though, yes, this is his second season and he's still a young player, I'm a little concerned about his prime being wasted, and it could happen. It could very well happen if this offensive line doesn't stay healthy for a majority of for at least a full season, because it's happened in 2017 and 2018 and now 2019. We've been riddled with injuries on our offensive line, and we cannot have that happen this coming year for Saquon Barkley, because this coming season is going to be his most vital season yet. He has got to produce, because if it doesn't happen, if it's worse than this past season, then I'd be very concerned right now, and I don't want him to hold out, but it could happen. He could hold out for more money, and that's what I'm nervous about, because he may look at these guys like McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara, who are going to be at the end of their contracts, and I think 2021 or 2022 around the same time frame. But he could look at those guys, and if those guys get bigger contracts like McCaffrey or Kamara, he could be like, hey, New York, why not me? And I don't trust Dave Gettleman to go out and hand out these massive, like, contracts, like an Ezekiel Elliott contract. Because Dave Gettleman is not that type of GM. But in this case, he has got to pay Saquon Barkley. He has got to pay him because he is the heart and soul of this team, a foundational piece, along with Daniel Jones. It's like you got to have both. You can't have one or the other, in my opinion, for the offensive side of the ball. We need to keep these. We need to keep him protected. No, I've said, I gotta stress this enough. You've got to protect your assets. It's that simple. It's that simple. And the Giants ownership has got to wow me this offseason. They have got to wow me. You know, I know you got to build in the draft, but you got to bring in some veterans as well, especially on the offensive line. That's what I'm looking for in free agency. Offensive line, offensive line. You know, that's what Gettleman needs to do. And I know that we have some other problems, such as our defense. We could use like a pass rusher. I mean, we're not going to get Chase Young at this point, but I think the offensive line needs to be the top priority in the draft. Then get some defense too. Or have it just be a defense heavy and offensive line heavy draft, you know? Because protecting Barkley is going to have to be the top priority, because we cannot have him be injured again, and we cannot afford this to happen, you know? But anyway, that's my thoughts, guys, on it, you know? Let's just hope that 2020 is going on an upward trend, you know? Hit that like button. Go ahead and comment, subscribe. This has been the Big Blue Guy here. Go Giants.